Do you feel bloated even after eating just a little? Or do you often have that uncomfortable feeling that your bowels didn't fully empty, like there's still something there? It might seem like no big deal, but your body is trying to tell you something, and a lot of times we just ignore it. The truth is, your gut speaks. Not with words, of course, but it communicates through clear signs, irregular bowel movements, frequent gas, mood swings, even changes in your skin. And when we don't pay attention to these warning signs, small annoyances can turn into serious issues. This video is for you, if you're tired of feeling off without knowing why. Maybe you've started thinking it's normal to feel like this every day. But it's not. The idea here is to show you 5 simple signs your gut might be giving you right now, and chances are, you've been ignoring them. You'll learn how to spot these symptoms in your daily life, what they might mean, and most importantly, what you can do about them. All explained in a straightforward, clear way, no scare tactics, just useful practical info to help you take better care of yourself. So if you're over 30, care about your health, and want to learn how to listen to your body more closely, this video is for you. Because once we start understanding the signs, that's when we truly start feeling better. And to really understand these signs, we need to start by understanding what the gut actually is. A lot of people still think of it as just a tube where food passes through, but it's way more than that. The gut is so complex that it's often called the second brain. That's because it has a network of over 500 million neurons. Just to give you an idea, that's about the same as a dog's brain. This nervous system has a name, the enteric nervous system. It controls all the gut's functions independently, without relying directly on the brain we usually think of. But what's even more fascinating is that this second brain is in constant communication with the main brain. This connection is called the gut-brain axis. That's why when your gut isn't doing well, you can feel it in all sorts of ways: mood swings, constant fatigue, anxiety, trouble sleeping, even skin issues. And here's another surprising fact. The gut produces about 90% of the serotonin in your body. That's the neurotransmitter famous for making you feel good and emotionally balanced. So when your serotonin levels are off, it's completely normal to feel irritable, down, or unmotivated, even if you can't explain why. Another key point is the gut microbiota, or gut flora, the trillions of bacteria living in your intestines. These tiny organisms play a major role in digestion, immunity, metabolism, and even brain function. In other words, your gut isn't just another organ, it's more like a command center. And when it's out of balance, the rest of your body feels it. That's why paying attention to its signals makes such a big difference.
Ever feel drained halfway through your workout? I used to struggle with energy and slow recovery. Then I found this fast-acting nitric oxide booster. It increases nitric oxide by 200% in just 20 minutes. Just mix, drink, and get moving, so simple. I noticed better circulation and more stamina almost instantly. If you want quicker results, this is a game changer. Try it now and feel the difference in your next session.
Now that you understand just how much your gut affects your overall health, it's time to start paying attention to the signs. And the first one is actually one of the most common: frequent bloating, even when you haven't overeaten. You know that feeling of a swollen, heavy stomach, like you just ate a huge meal, but in reality, you only had a light snack? That can be a clear sign that something's off in your digestive system. Bloating can have many causes, but one of the most common is excessive fermentation of certain foods in your gut. This often happens when you eat a lot of simple carbs, like white bread, cakes, soda, and sweets. These foods are quickly fermented by gut bacteria, which produces gas and leads to abdominal bloating. Another big factor is food intolerances. Sometimes you have no idea, but your body might be struggling to digest things like lactose or gluten, and that can lead to inflammation and bloating as a response. The good news is, you can start noticing this in your daily life. A simple tip is to keep a food journal for 3 to 5 days. Write down what you eat and how you feel after each meal. It'll help you spot patterns and identify foods that might be triggering your symptoms. Also, try cutting back on ultra-processed and sugar-heavy foods for a few days. Just that small change often brings real relief for a lot of people. Bloating isn't just about looks or being annoying. It's a warning sign. And once you start paying attention to this first signal, you're already taking an important step toward better digestion and a lighter, healthier life. Besides bloating, another very common and often overlooked sign is that feeling like your bowels didn't fully empty. You go to the bathroom, but leave with the sense that there's still something left inside. Ever felt that? It might seem like a small thing, but it's actually an important symptom. It usually means that your gut motility, basically, the natural movement of your intestines, isn't working as well as it should. And when this happens often, it can lead to other issues, like stool buildup, discomfort, and even more gas production. One practical way to check if your bowel movements are healthy is by using the Bristol stool chart. It categorizes poop into 7 types, ranging from very hard and dry, types 1 and 2, to very loose or watery, types 6 and 7. The ideal? Types 3 and 4, well-formed, soft stools that are easy to pass. When you're not fully emptying your bowels, it's often connected to a diet low in fiber, not drinking enough water, or not moving your body enough. These 3 things work together to keep your digestive system running smoothly. If that sounds like your situation, a simple first step is to increase your intake of soluble fiber, things like chia seeds, oats, and flaxseed, but always with plenty of water. And on top of that, just getting your body moving, even a light 20-minute walk a day, can make a big difference in helping your gut do its job. This sign might seem subtle, but it shouldn't be ignored. When your digestion is regular and complete, you'll even notice your mood start to improve. And trust me, that's not a coincidence. Now that we've talked about physical signs, let's move on to something most people don't even realize is connected to the gut: your mood. Yep, if you've been feeling more irritable, sad, anxious, or emotionally all over the place for no clear reason, chances are, your gut might have something to do with it. Remember what we said earlier about serotonin? Well, about 90% of the serotonin in your body is produced in your gut. And serotonin plays a major role in emotional well-being. So when your gut is inflamed, out of balance, or your microbiome is disrupted, the production can take a hit, and you end up feeling it in your mood. But it's not just serotonin. Your gut also plays a role in the production of other key neurotransmitters like dopamine and GABA. These help regulate sleep, focus, and even the feeling of pleasure. That's why more and more experts are talking about the connection between gut issues and conditions like anxiety and depression. So how can you tell if your gut might be the root of the problem? One big clue is when those mood changes come along with physical symptoms like bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea, feeling super tired after meals, or always having that heavy feeling in your stomach. The good news? Even small changes in your diet and daily habits can make a big difference. Starting your morning with a nutritious breakfast, high in fiber and low in simple sugars, can help regulate your gut and stabilize your mood. And adding fermented foods like kefir, plain yogurt, or kombucha. Those are great for supporting a healthy microbiome. Bottom line, if you've been feeling off emotionally and can't figure out why, the answer might not be in your head, it could be in your gut. When you start taking care of your gut, so many things start to improve. And mood is usually one of the first signs that you're on the right track. If your mood is an internal reflection that shows up in your emotions, your skin is the most visible physical reflection of what's going on inside your body, especially in your gut. A lot of people rush to buy creams, lotions, and do all kinds of skin treatments when they start seeing adult acne, strange spots, or persistent redness. But what almost no one considers is that the real issue might be starting from the inside, with an imbalanced gut microbiome. Your gut plays a key role in eliminating toxins from your body. When it's not functioning properly, those toxins can overwhelm your liver, and some of them end up being released through the skin, which, by the way, is your body's largest organ of elimination. The result? Pimples, itching, rashes, and even worsening of conditions like rosacea and psoriasis. On top of that, silent gut inflammation, often caused by a diet full of ultra-processed foods, too much sugar, alcohol, and unhealthy fats, can also make your skin more reactive. It's like your body is in a constant state of stress, and your skin is reacting to that inner chaos. A clear sign that this might be happening is when you notice your skin problems appear or get worse after eating certain foods, especially dairy, wheat, or fried stuff. That's a valuable clue your gut may be asking for help. A great way to respond is by doing a simple gut detox. And no, it doesn't have to be extreme. Just cut back on inflammatory foods and increase your intake of veggies, water, fiber, and natural probiotics for a week or 2. In many cases, skin improvements show up fast. So before you focus only on what's in the mirror, it's worth looking inside. Your skin might be trying to say, "Hey, help me out, take better care of the gut." We've already talked about signs that show up in your body, mind, and even on your face. Now let's talk about a symptom that a lot of people deal with every day, that constant fatigue and tiredness that hits right after meals. Have you ever felt the urge to crash on the couch or take a nap after eating? That might be more than just laziness. It could be connected to how your gut is working. When your gut isn't functioning properly, it can interfere with the absorption of the nutrients your body needs to create energy. This can happen, for example, when your gut microbiome is out of balance. That imbalance causes local inflammation and makes it harder for your body to break food down into essential nutrients like vitamins and minerals. On top of that, an inflamed gut can release pro-inflammatory substances into your bloodstream, which can lead to that heavy, sluggish feeling and even headaches. You might notice that even after resting, you don't really feel refreshed. That's a pretty clear sign something's off. Another reason you might feel drained after eating is blood sugar spikes. Meals loaded with sugar and refined carbs cause quick spikes in blood sugar, followed by a crash, which leaves you tired, foggy, and even irritable. So what can you do? Start paying attention to what you eat and how your body reacts. Go for balanced meals with a mix of fiber, lean protein, and healthy fats. Foods like eggs, fish, veggies, and seeds help keep your energy steady and avoid those highs and crashes. Also, staying hydrated throughout the day and keeping up with regular physical activity are both super important for improving your energy levels. If this sounds familiar to you, know that your gut might be the key to getting your energy and your quality of life back on track. Taking care of it goes way beyond digestion. It's a big step toward feeling better in every part of your life. Up to this point, we've talked about several signs your gut might be giving you, and how important it is to pay attention to them before small issues turn into something more serious. But there are times when it's crucial to seek medical help, and knowing how to recognize those red flags can make all the difference. For example, if you notice that your symptoms have been going on for weeks or even months, or they're getting worse over time, it's time to see a specialist. This includes intense and persistent abdominal pain, blood in your stool, unexplained weight loss, or major changes in your bowel habits, like switching between constipation and diarrhea. Another sign you shouldn't ignore is a fever along with digestive symptoms, as that might point to a more serious infection or inflammation. You should also be alert if you feel extreme bloating along with vomiting or trouble passing gas. Reaching out to a doctor doesn't mean you're overreacting. It means you're taking care of yourself and preventing bigger problems down the road. A gastroenterologist can order specific tests to check how your gut is working and look for causes like intolerances, infections, or inflammatory diseases. Also, remember that a lot of digestive problems can actually be prevented by making some lifestyle changes. A balanced diet, regular exercise, stress management, and staying well hydrated are key pillars for keeping your gut healthy. So don't wait until things get unbearable. Prevention is always the best path. And of course, don't forget that medical follow-up is essential for the right diagnosis and effective treatment. By recognizing the signs your body is sending and acting early, you can avoid complications and keep your quality of life high. After understanding all these signs your gut might be giving you, and knowing when to seek medical help, it's time to talk about what you can do every day to take better care of this super important organ. First thing, food is everything. If you want a healthy gut, you need to focus on a fiber-rich diet. Fibers are those particles that help food move smoothly through your intestines and stimulate their natural movement. You'll find fiber mainly in fruits, veggies, legumes, whole grains, and seeds. For example, an apple with the skin on, a colorful salad, brown rice instead of white, or even chia and flax seeds are great options. But it's not enough to just eat fiber, you have to drink water too. Water and fiber are like an unbeatable team. Without water, fiber can even make things worse, because it needs to absorb liquid to form soft stool and make going to the bathroom easier. Another tip that helps a lot is including natural probiotics in your diet. You know those fermented foods, like plain yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kombucha? They're packed with good bacteria that help balance your gut flora. A balanced gut produces less bad gas and absorbs nutrients better. Besides food, doing some regular physical activity makes a huge difference. You don't have to become a marathon runner. Even a 20 to 30-minute walk a day helps your gut work better because your body's movement stimulates intestinal movement. Don't forget about sleep and stress. Sleeping well and finding ways to relax are essential too. The gut is super sensitive to stress and anxiety. Remember the gut-brain axis? That's why simple techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or even listening to calming music can help. Finally, avoid ultra-processed foods, too much sugar, fried foods, and alcohol. These are major enemies of your gut and can cause inflammation and microbiome imbalance. So to recap, focus on fiber plus water, natural probiotics, physical activity, quality sleep, and stress control. With these simple changes, you'll already notice a big difference. Take care of your gut the way it deserves, and it will take care of your body and your mind in return. We've reached the end of another video about what your gut is trying to tell you. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's the importance of listening to these signals and taking action early. A lot of times we think bloating, mood swings, or that feeling of incomplete bowel movements are just normal everyday things, but they don't have to be. The gut is a quiet organ that works 24/7 for your well-being. When it starts sending warning signs, it's an invitation to take better care of yourself. This is especially true for adults between 30 and 50, who are usually caught up in work and family life and end up neglecting their health. The good news is, with some attention and small changes, you can transform your digestive health and feel benefits beyond your gut. More energy, steadier mood, clearer skin, and even less anxiety. Remember, it's not about crazy diets or drastic changes, but about learning to listen to your body and giving it what it really needs: real food, hydration, movement, and rest. If you notice any signs sticking around or getting worse, don't hesitate to see a doctor. Professional care is essential for a correct diagnosis and to give you a safe, effective path to recovery. Finally, take care of your gut with kindness. It's the foundation for a lighter life, with more energy and well-being. Listening to your body is the first step toward that change. So, are you ready to start paying more attention to the signals your gut is sending? Your body will thank you. Liked these tips? Then go ahead and hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel grow and bring more cool content to you. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Every week there's something new to help you take better care of your health and your gut. See you in the next video.